creepy. You have an attachment. The ghosts have an attachment to you. And I think your house is haunted and I think you need to move out ASAP. Our first video comes from Leah. So this is a story from years ago. I was a little girl around the age of 6, I believe. I was sleeping on the top of a very tall bunk bed with my sister who was about 10 at the time. I woke up around 4 a.m. and it was very dark in my room. Obviously, because it was so late. I started looking around my room until something in the middle of the room caught my eye. A black figure with a top hat on. Me thinking it was my father, I laughed about it and woke up my sister. I asked if she saw him and she nodded and went back to sleep thinking it was my father. Until I got the urge to hit the top of the top hat to try to play around with my dad. Until something in my head told me not to, so I didn't and I went back to sleep. In the morning, I asked my dad if he had been in me and my sister's room that night. His response was no. A year ago or so, I had asked my sister if she had remembered the incident and she responded with yes. This year, I asked the same question, she responded with no. In fact, she didn't even remember speaking about the topic ever in her life. The same with my dad. I'm the only one who remembers what happened that night. So I decided to do some research and I found something. His name is the Hat Man. I thought he was a sleep paralysis demon, but I noticed later on I was able to move and I have never experienced sleep paralysis before. What are your thoughts? My thoughts is that that's scary as hell. And I'm happy that you're still alive to tell me this story. It's crazy because a lot of people have seen this top hat man. I have heard so many stories of people seeing like a haunted person and they always have a top hat on. What's with ghosts and top hats? Like they just die and they're like, I think my accessory is going to be a top hat forever. I don't know. Can you imagine if you did bonk him in the head? Who knows what he would have done to you? This next story is from Becca X. For the past few years, like 2 or so, I have been seeing this young girl. The first time I saw her, I was on my bed on the phone with my friend when I looked out the window to a fence on the land of my house, and there she was, holding a shovel and a wheelbarrow. She was like, "Come and play, I'm gonna bury your body." Then I heard her on Christmas Day last year, and the last time was hearing and seeing her in my local park. A friend of mine is psychic. She sees and hears ghosts sometimes, and she thinks that I have an attachment. I think this ghost girl probably died on your property or something. Maybe her body was buried on the property, and yeah, she's attached to you. She wants you to maybe solve her murder. Can you imagine? I don't know, maybe you should do some research of who your other homeowners were or if any little girls died in the area. You never know. Maybe she's like, help me solve my murder. Just saying. I've seen way too many movies. Okay, FNAF King 1234, nice name. So in England, right? I feel like I have to have an accent. So in England, right, there is my house, and in my house there is my kitchen. Thanks for the explanation. Which every night at 12:33 in the morning, the cupboard doors would open and close, and you can hear a little girl laughing, and there is writing scratched into the wall, okay? Also, when my room was getting done out and redecorated, my probably grandpa or grandma, had just put a fresh coat of paint on the wall and goes to leave the room, and when he comes back, so it's a grandpa, and when he comes back, there's a small child's handprint on the paint. We have all also heard voices, been scratched, and harmed by things we can't explain. Mainly me, though. You have an attachment. The ghosts have an attachment to you, and I think your house is haunted, and I think you need to move out ASAP. Kevin Jenkins. In high school, I had just finished video calling my girlfriend on my iPad. I normally didn't sleep in my room because I didn't get heat, and South Dakota winters hurt my soul. You should try coming to Canada. But I decided to sleep in there that night. I turn off my iPad and lay my head on my pillow. I feel a hand cup my ear that was on the pillow and heard someone whisper, "You're mine." Oh, that is so creepy. My young self was so scared, but I instantly sat up and just stared into the darkness without turning on any lights because you're insane. No, because at that point I didn't even want to see what said that. That's true. That's true. I still slept in my room because I'm not gonna let a ghost scare me, but I did stay awake for hours after that. You're brave. If that was me, I would start punching. If somebody tries to whisper in my ear, "Hey, little mom, let me whisper in your ear," I would punch the air, turn on the light, run out of the bedroom, and then burn down the house. Just kidding, but still. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Lindsay. Thank you all so much for 70K. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. We're so close to 100K, so please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel, like this video, comment, and just, you know, share it to everyone in your family. Tell them to come subscribe to my channel. Today we are looking at some of the scariest stories submitted by you. Let's just continue on with the video, honestly. Yeah. Whoa, this is a long one. Okay, here we go. Lyrics for you. This is my whole scary experience that happened over several years. Wow. It all started back when I was 7 to 9. Don't remember exactly, but my older brother convinced me to play with a homemade Ouija board. Yeah, you're screwed. You're screwed. Not only are you playing with an Ouija board, but it's a homemade one. So it's janky. So he made the Ouija board out of paper, and we got a plastic bottle, cut off the bottom, and used that as the thing to like go over the numbers of the plan shit. Okay. So we decided to do it, and then we started how you normally would, and we did it in our garage, which made it more terrifying. While we were in there, the garage door slammed shut, so we immediately decided to stop playing. And you didn't say goodbye, so they're probably still haunting you. You know, you left the portal to the ghost world open. But since then, I got into a lot of paranormal stuff, and I've been doing it quite a bit. Oh, buddy. I have a whole video on why you shouldn't play with the Ouija boards. We would do a lot of paranormal stuff, and where we used to live, it was a forest right across from it, and we went in there a lot, and one time, we found a piece of paper with a bloody handprint. A few years went by, I still play with the Ouija board, and more terrifying things happened. I became more haunted, still very much am. And then I moved into my mom's duplex, which is where we played a whole bunch of paranormal games. Of course, the Ouija board, and then we played light as a feather, stiff as a board, and it worked. I still don't understand the concept of that game. It always works. Somebody tell me how. And then we moved into my now house, and we played the Ouija board a lot. Then I went to stay with my dad in his duplex. Dude, you're just haunting every single building that you have ever lived in. So one night I woke up because I heard a tapping on my window, and of course I have my curtains closed, but I didn't want to open my eyes, but I did. And then I saw an outline of a person, but something in them made them open the curtain and look at it. It was the most horrifying thing. It was a shadow. It had the biggest, sharpest teeth. Eyes were like bulgy. They were black. They were horrifying. But then I saw it look behind me at my mirror, and I turned around to look at my mirror, but there's nothing there. So I turned back around to look out the window. It was gone. And then I just closed the curtains and went back to sleep. Dude, you are so haunted. You have played with an Ouija board so many times that you keep haunting every area that you live in. So maybe stop before it's too late. Allison McKay, who submitted a bunch of stories, so this was one of it. So about 2 years ago, it was summertime, and my parents sent me out to turn on the AC in the car. When I was coming back inside, there was this woman with long black hair and wearing sunglasses, and she was in her car. And she said, "Hey, you, come here." I declined the offer. I love how you're like, I declined the offer. Like, sorry, I don't want to get kidnapped today. Bye-bye. And she completely disappeared. Keep in mind, I went back inside for 1 minute and left right after. And when I got home that night, I saw the same lady walking past my house, but she didn't look human. Yeah, I'm glad you declined her offer. I'm very glad you declined her offer. Cupid's Love commented, "I have one. One night about 2 to 3 years ago, I was home alone in my house. It was late, so I was sitting on my couch. We have 6 floors. You have 6 floors in your house? Buddy, are you living in a mansion?" They say, "So our house is big." Yes, slightly. 6 floors? I have never been in a house that has 6 floors. Wow. I kept hearing people talking, so I assumed it was my parents that had just come home. I yelled, "Hey guys!" No one responded. I sat down and saw 3 people standing there in my living room corner crying. Cliffhanger? You can't just be like, "I saw 3 people in my living room crying." The end. Were they ghosts? Did they evaporate? What happened? What happened? Did you pee your pants and leave the house? Because I would have. Or go hide in one of your many closets. Emily Thompson. Abby, my little sister, has this electric drum kit in our loft, and it's really loud, so I can hear it when I'm downstairs. One night I was watching TV when I heard the electric drum kit make a sound. But of course, I thought Abby was just playing it, but then she walked in from the hallway that leads to our bedrooms. So I thought I was hearing things and went back to watching TV. But every 5 minutes or so, I heard the drum kit make a sound. Abby heard it the 5th time, and we went up to the loft to investigate.
Did you touch my drum set?
I poked my head inside, but there was nobody there. The drumsticks were exactly where Abby left them. We went back downstairs and continued watching TV. The drum kit didn't make a sound for the rest of the night and hasn't made a sound since. Okay, so maybe the ghost is of a famous drummer. They just, you know, saw their chance. They wanted to make a beat again. No, that's actually creepy. Chat side fires. The night my wife and I saw the first Paranormal Activity movie in the theater. That was probably the last movie that ever scared us, and she was freaking out. She like wanted me to like nail the attic door in the house we lived in shut, even though we had never been up there. We fell asleep in the family room because we were too scared to go upstairs where the attic was. Then it was like 3 in the morning. Our doorbell rings and we're like, what on earth? And we look out and it's just some guy out there that we've never seen before in our life. And we were like calling out to him, hello, do you need any help? Do you need us to call you help? He didn't say a word. He just kept knocking and knocking and ringing the doorbell. And we're like, whoa. So we were nervous. We wanted someone to come help him and we didn't know why he wasn't answering, but he left and we were too scared to go back to sleep. No, that's freaky. I'm glad you didn't open the door to him. You know what you do is if there's someone outside, they need help, be like, okay, stay out there. I'll call the police for you. I'll get you help, because they can pretend that they need help and then they come inside and they beep, 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 kill you. Anyways, I'm glad that didn't happen. Allison McKay. Guess what? I had another one that happened 30 minutes ago. Girl, you're haunted. So after track practice, I was walking to my dad's work just like normal with my earbuds in, listening to Kiss and other music. When I was closer to my dad's work, I saw this dude that came out of nowhere right in front of me. So I turned around and walked back to my school and called my dad. My friend's parents went to check up on me because they saw I was being followed. And then my dad came and the guy was following me, looked so mad when I got picked up by my dad. Girl, be careful. This is a PSA to everyone. Do not walk with 2 headphones in. If you're listening to music, always make sure that you can hear out of 1 ear, because people will target you because they don't think you're gonna hear them coming. Be careful. Also, never be distracted on your phone if you're walking alone. That's a tip. NX6 commented, last year it was nighttime, everyone was asleep. It was 3:33 a.m. and my bedroom door was open. I looked closely and see an old woman's shadow and was coming closer, and I got up and ran to my door and she ran to me and tried keeping the door open, but I just closed it in time and screamed. My mom came in and nothing was there. I had never seen her again and I hope I never do. I hope you never see her again either, because that's creepy. That old granny wanted you. I'm glad that was a one-time thing for you. All right guys, that's all the scary stories I'll be talking about in today's video. Smash that like button if I should do a part 2, and also if you want to be featured in part 2, then comment down below your scary story. I might just choose it. With that being said, I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan. Stick around for some bloopers, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye. Our fist. Until I got the urge to hit the top of the top head. What? I got something in my eye. I got something in my freaking eye. Fuck, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. A few years went by. I still play with the Ouija board. What the fuck? A few years. Went to bed and what else do I normally say?